In this lesson, we are going to take a look at an online kitchen planning tool. And so what we'll use this kitchen planning tool to do is really just plan the layout of your kitchen you're going to build. This will allow you to do that. And so you can kind of go from the design you like in your head and what you want, what you think you want your kitchen to look like, and you can actually draw it in 3D. Using a very simple tool. And then once we've completed that, we can basically print out a list of the cabinets we want to build, and then take that list and then dive deeper and get a parts list and all our wood, everything we need from that. But we're going to do this first. Now this is for kitchen cabinets, and we'll do something else for built-ins. But I wanted to show you this tool because I really like it. I think it's pretty easy to use, and I don't think it was around when I did my kitchen maybe 10 years ago. This was this would have been a lot easier than what I did. So this is a National Kitchen and Bath Association's virtual planning tool, and you can probably see the link up here in the bar, but I will place a link to it in the lesson notes. So what you're going to need to do excuse me, is you're going to, once you land on this page, you'll need to either create an account or log in, and then you'll come right over to here, and you have the option of selecting European style frameless cabinets or kitchen with frame cabinets. Like we said, those are the two big options, is you have really one style or the other. And then you can do a bathroom or laundry room on this page, which is really nice. This tool is nearly identical to what you would see on IKEA's website. The only real difference that I could tell is IKEA's planning tool just has a list of IKEA products, where the NKBA isn't limited to just IKEA products. You can put whatever you want in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I drew up a couple days ago. So I'm going to come over to Save Designs. And this is a little practice layout I did for this course, and I'm just going to open this so you can see what this looks like. All right, so all right, so now we have, there it is, it's starting to render. Okay, it's starting to come in here and focus. Okay, there we go. All right, so you can see I threw in like a fridge. There's a sink cabinet. This actually right over here is a dishwasher. There's an upper cabinet. Some of the doors are missing on this. I don't know why. This software is a little wonky, but I was able to throw a door in here, a window, and I'm not any type of 3D drawing expert. This is very easy to do. So what we can do here is, again, we're going to use this to build a mock kitchen, and you can figure out, so this will help you figure out what size cabinets really and where they're going. That's really the only critical takeaway from this. So if you don't get hung up on, well, that's not the right oven I'm going to use, that's not what my doors are going to look like, we're really only concerned about the widths of the cabinets, and maybe what style, if you want glass door drawers, that kind of thing. And the critical takeaway will be the dimensions and where they're going. Again, so that's, don't get too caught up or hung up on making the floor the right color. It's not really that important. It's just what, where are you putting that cabinet, and what size and all that stuff. All right, so you can kind of zoom in here and check this out. We can also come over here, this button over here, the change view, and we can select a top 2D. Right now we're in the front 3D view. You can do a top 3D, a top 2D, a front 2D. So let's do a top 2D. A top 2 dimension, you can see what that looks like. So you can see the room there, and you can zoom in, and you can interact with this thing pretty easily. So what we're going to do is we're going to build something like this in this lesson, so you can see how to use this tool for your own project. So let's figure out how to get out of here, and we'll do new. Okay, so we did new. I'm going to come over and let's do frame cabinets. And again, this is just for the look. It doesn't matter whether in this you pick kitchen frameless or kitchen frame cabinets. It's really just the widths and stuff. So I don't know how, I'm just going to keep saying that, I guess, right? So kitchen frame cabinets, we'll click on that. All right, it's going to prepare our room, and it's going to show us a basic 3D rendered room. You can change the wall colors if you really want to. This is a tool mostly I think kitchen planners will use, and they will be able to build something for you, but we're going to use it for our own needs. All right, so I'm going to start with room shape. Right now you get a rectangular room. That's what this is. and you can specify the widths of or the length of these walls in inches over here on the right. So if you have an indent though, you can select any of these bottom room layouts, okay, indents in the corners, anything like that, and then you can, for instance, this corner here, and if you select now they ask for wall A, B, C, D, and the ceiling. So this 96 inches is an 8-foot ceiling, but you can make this a 9-foot ceiling, a 10-foot ceiling, whatever you want to do. But okay, great. Now we have, well, which wall is wall A, B, C, D? Well, come up over to here, click top 2D, and then you can see that each of these walls are labeled, the ones at least that are important. So A, B, C, and D, so you can input that there. For this example, we're just going to stick with the rectangular option, and I'm going to do 240. Let's, you know what, let's make this a 10 by 10 room, which is, I think, 120 and 120. All right, we'll hit apply. It's going to shrink our room down to a square. All right, next thing I want to do is actually just add a door and a window. So I'm going to add a door. I'm going to come over here to the layout, and these are where all our options are, from layout, appliances, cabinets, decorate, shopping list. And the first thing I'm going to do is let's add a door, and you have a list of doors, but we'll add an exterior door, and it's going to drop it right there. All I got to do is click on that button, throws it right there. I'm going to actually select it and move it over to here. All right, and I want it in the middle of that wall, so I'm not exactly sure how to center these really easily, but we're just gonna go 3, 4. I can see that's 3'4" down here, 3'4" down here. So, and this is a 40-inch door, but we can make it, let's just make it a 36-inch door. Come over here to the right, and I can change the width to 36 inches and hit apply. All right, so we have a 3-foot door that opens this way, and let's add a window. So go over here to Windows, and we'll do let's do a double hung, because those are pretty common. It's centered it automatically on this wall, and again, we'll make this 36 inches. All right, we'll keep it 40 inches high and 40 inches from the floor. But you can see how you can use this tool very easily right off the bat to kind of draw the room, your kitchen, or the room you're going to be putting something in. All right, so let's take a look and see what that looks like in 3D. Click back on 3D. Okay, well, this is kind of a 10 by 10 kitchen is kind of a small kitchen, but that's all right. I think my first kitchen in Philly was around 10 by 10, so this is pretty useful. All right, so we have our door, we have our window, and we're going to pretend, I'm not really sure how to do this in this, but we're going to pretend this bottom wall here doesn't exist. And I'm going to concentrate on putting cabinets on this top wall and this side wall here. All right, so the first thing we'll do is we will go into our cabinets, and we're going to do our base cabinets first. So we're going to select base cabinets, and as we discussed, really, since base cabinets have the same standard dimensions in terms of their height and their depth, all we're really messing around here with is the width. And you know what? Let's actually go into a sink cabinet first. And a sink cabinet is going to be down here. And we see we have a bunch of options at our disposal. They go from 24-inch wide all the way up to 48 inches wide. Wow. So let's do a 36-inch wide with a drawer front. Again, doesn't matter if it has a drawer or not, really, just worry about the width. So we're actually you don't drag it up, you actually just click on it. All right, and we're gonna position it so it's centered on this window, right, or which is centered on the wall, right? So it's 3'6" on either side right there. Okay, great. Now we can see what that looks like in 3D. Cool. All right. Now we can actually select this cabinet and we can change some things. So if you really want to make this look like an actual representation of your kitchen, you can do that. So you can change the door finish, the door style, the door hardware, the countertop. But in this case, since this is a sink, I think we can add, is there a way to add, I don't see, here we go, sink and faucet. So let's add a sink to this one, just so we see how to do that. And we'll add a double basin. Great, it showed up there. Actually, let's make it a single basin, a little smaller, something like that. All right, we can also select a faucet. So let's do one of these, let's see, I kind of like this pull down faucet. Great. All right, so now that's all set. Let's go back to our 2D view. You can actually insert cabinets here in the 3D view, but I think it's just a little easier to work with the 3D. Oh, great, we see our sink right there. Let's go ahead and add a corner cabinet. That's also a base cabinet. All right, and then there's corner listed, so we're going to click corner cabinet. And we're going to do a base cabinet. I don't want it to butt out in the corner. I want it to actually be a 90-degree recess, but you also have these options to do cabinets where it's a regular rectangular cabinet where part of it's hidden, but let's stick with a standard 90-degree base. This one has kind of like drawers top to it. This one has the full door. So let's click that, and we're just going to drag it over here. But you can see actually if I try to put it in a different corner, it actually rotates for me. See that? So I don't have to like tell it what to do. All right, let's see. The only thing I don't like about this is it actually only leaves a little bit of gap here. So this is a 36-inch cabinet. So what can we do about this gap here? Well, we could put a filler strip in, but that'd be a pretty big filler strip. What we could probably do is maybe make this larger. I wonder if we could change the dimensions of this corner cabinet. Let's see. How do we do that? All right. All right, so let's try something else here. Let's, instead of trying to change the dimensions here, because I'm not really sure how to do that, we're going to just select this item here, come over here to the right, and we will delete it. Okay, that one goes away. Let's try again a different corner cabinet, but maybe we'll do a 42-inch with a door over here. I'll see if that fits in there a little better. I think it's going to be a little bit better. Great. All right, so this has let's see what that looks like in 3D. Okay, that's good. All right, now you'll notice that there's a gap in here, and we can that's a much smaller gap. That's only like an inch or 2 inches, and we could actually just put a filler strip in there if we wanted to do that, or we can make this cabinet a little wider. So since we're building this ourselves, that's really easy to do. So instead of making this is a 42-inch wide cabinet, we can just make this a 44, because guess what? We're building our own. We can do whatever we want. All right, let's go back to 2D. All right, so we got this cabinet selected. Our door's over here. Let's throw in a cabinet with some drawers. So we'll do another base cabinet. And actually, I think what I'll do is I'm going to locate an appliance first. Let's pick a cooking, a gas range. Let's just throw in this 30-inch glass slide range. That's a very nice looking oven. What I'm going to do is put it over here in this wall. Cool. And we will, again, center it. I'm going to do, I think it's 3 foot 9 inches on either side. I'm looking at, so what I'm trying to center this, I'm looking at the dimension here and the dimension down here. And that kind of, as long as they're equal, then it's on the middle of that wall. But you don't have to put it in the middle if you don't want to. All right, so now I just need to put a cabinet in here, and we could use a ruler. Let me zoom in a little bit here. You can use this plus sign and roll in. That's probably a little better now. All right, that was way better. All right, so you actually drag this little arrow and then drag the other end, and you could pretty much align it up so you can measure what that is. Okay, so it says it's 1 foot 5 inches, right? So that is a 17-inch. Okay, so that's an odd countertop. So our cabinet size 17 inches, right? So 15, 18, this one's 17. So what I'm going to do is actually move this down another inch. All right, this was what, 3 foot 9, 3 foot 9. All right, let's move it down to 3 foot 10. All right, so now that should be an 8-inch cabinet. So I'll hide the ruler. Over here, I toggle the ruler. I'm going to toggle it off. And I should be able to put an 18-inch cabinet in there. So let's go back to cabinets, base cabinets, 18-inch, and we'll select a door with a drawer. Okay, and I'm going to grab this, and again, it's going to rotate as I pull it over here. You know what, let's do this. I'm going to move this out of the way, and then I'm going to move the oven out of the way, and then I'll put this here. How about that? All right. That's a little bit easier. All right. Perfect. Actually, I don't know if that got turned around there. There we go. All right, see, that looks like in 3D rather. So let's come over here, click 3D. And it looks pretty good. All right. Now, in reality, I would probably change the way these doors open so that they're not knocking into each other, but you kind of get the idea of what we're doing here. So next to this oven, we'll add another one. But before I do that, I'm actually going to hit save. And I'm going to call this, say, my kitchen, my new kitchen. And we'll say this is my layout for my new kitchen. My new kitchen. All right, then we'll hit save. I noticed when I was doing this a couple days ago that a couple things would lock this up, and it really helped to save it frequently. I noticed actually when I tried to drop in a dishwasher, the whole thing locked up, and I don't know why that is, but I don't want to be in a situation where I have to start from scratch. So we'll just start from there. All right, so let's go back to 2D. And let's say I want to put another 18-inch cabinet here. So what I actually can do is click on this other 18-inch cabinet, come over here and put, there's a little button that says X2. So you're basically copying it, X2. It's going to throw it over there. Oh, look at that. It put it right next to that cabinet for me. Perfect. So we can see what that looks like again. And I'm using these orbit right, orbit left arrows to kind of move this thing along. And you can see right through that wall. Okay, cool. That looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and let's add a dishwasher at our own peril. Let's go back to 2D, and I'm going to select another appliance. And this one will be dishwasher. I'm going to do integrated, because I don't think that's what locked mine up last time. So do integrated and select this. All right, and I'm just going to drag it and push it right there. Awesome. Now you notice I don't have a fridge in this, but we could add a fridge, we can add a fridge cabinet, all that stuff if you want to. But we're going to skip that for this lesson. I just want to kind of get the point across here. So let's go back to 2D. I'm sorry, we're in 2D. Let's go back to 3D and see what that looks like. Cool. So there's our integrated dishwasher. So let's add some upper cabinets to this layout. I'm going to go back to 2D. And again, I'm going back to 2D just because I think it's easier to work with than moving these things around. If you try to move these cabinets in 3D, it can be a little wonky trying to figure out, the computer has to figure out, are you moving it left, right, back, forward? When you're working in 2D, it's just a lot easier. So let's go back to cabinets, and let's take, now they have wall and base, tall cabinet, so you can put like a built-in cabinet or like some kind of pantry cabinet. So let's do that first. I'm going to hit toggle ruler, and I'm going to figure out what my gap is here between this wall and this other cabinet. So to do this, again, I'm toggling the ruler, and then I'm going to pull the one corner over here, and then I'm going to select the next corner and pull that over here. And I'm just going to try to bump it into that cabinet. Okay, and then I click off it. 2 foot 2 inches, right? So that's what, 26 inches, something like that, right? That's 26 inches. So because we said this wall isn't really here, that's fine. We'll just pick a 24-inch cabinet though for this example. So let's do tall cabinets. Let's do 90 inches high. 96 would go from floor to ceiling. 90 gives you some room for crown molding. 84 probably gives you room for like a soffit if you wanted something like that. But let's do 90 and 90, and we'll do 24 inches wide. Again, I'm not worrying about the fact that this has 3 doors or 2 doors. I don't care. I just want to know the width. So let's do 24, and cool, put it right in there for me. All right, let's toggle that arrow off so we can see what that looks like. You can see it looks a little different on this top view. Let's go see what it looks like on 3D. Cool. You can see it right there. It's obstructing our view a little bit actually. But that's a pretty decent size. Oh, I see what it is. So it's a 3-panel door, but really it's a 3-panel cabinet, really just 2 doors. There's an upper and a lower. That's actually a really nice design. Pretty useful. All right, so let's go back and add our uppers, and then we'll wrap this up. So let's start with the corner cabinet. So again, we're going to wall cabinets this time, and we have the option of doing corners, open cabinets, wine racks, just a lot of options here. This is why I love this software right now. So let's do we have diagonal cabinets we can throw in there. Let's do a diagonal cabinet with a glass. Let's say all our uppers are glass doors, just so we see what that looks like. And we're looking at the widths across the door. So 24 inches. Let's see. And they actually get higher. So we have 24 inches. Actually, I think these are, nope, sorry. This number actually corresponds to the height. It's 24 inches high, 30 inches high, 36 inches high, 42 inches high. We're going to stick with 36 because I think that gets us just shy of the ceiling in an 8-foot ceiling. And we'll pick this guy, and it's going to throw it up there. Now you're moving these on top of the other cabinets. So as long as you don't put it there, it'll bump into that full size, but you can put it anywhere really in here. So we're going to put it right in this corner. All right, let's click off. Again, let's check it out in 3D so we can always see what this looks like. And we can move it around. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. All right, this is a good point to save. And again, we'll call it my new kitchen. Description will be my new kitchen layout. You can change these around whatever you want to do. Save. Okay, once this is done saving. All right, it's done saving, so let's go check out the 2D. We'll add a couple more cabinets, and then we'll call it a day. So let's do 36 inches high. We'll stick with 36. Let's do a couple 15-inch cabinets here. Let's do a 15-inch with glass, and we'll throw that guy here. And I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to hit this button over here. Add another. And this one I'm going to put on the other side of that. Cool. And we'll actually grab another, and let's put that next to this pantry cabinet. And maybe we'll put one over here, but let's put something a little wider, maybe some closed doors over here, just to get something different there. But we'll do again 36 inches high, and instead of 15 inches wide, I'm going to do 18 inches wide, and let's do with glass. So select that there. I'm going to move it to the edge over here. That kind of gives us some room on either side of the sink. All right, that looks pretty good. So let's see. This is just messing around here, but you can see how you can kind of tweak this to really fix your design, do whatever you want to do. When I was building my kitchen cabinets before, I thought this was the hardest part of the whole process, was figuring out where to put the sink, where to put the oven, and then, geez, what cabinets go where, and what size do I wasn't really worried about building them. I was more trying to figure out this portion of it. So this is a tremendous tool to use. And you know what, if you don't even want to build your cabinets, you decide it's really not up your sleeve, you can always just mess around with this. This is free software, and you can hand this to a cabinet shop with a list of parts. All right, so let's save this one more time. All right, so we saved it. I'm going to show you what we can do with this now. So now we have our mock kitchen built, and these are the cabinets we'd want built either ourselves or by a cabinet shop. We can come down over here and click on a shopping list. You can save it. You can email it to a builder. You can get an itemized list. So let's click on item list. Let's see what that looks like. Now it's going to include appliances, hardware, all that stuff, but for our purposes, we really just want to know what cabinets and what the dimensions are. So again, here's our first cabinet, 24-inch dishwasher base. There's this 36-inch sink cabinet. 39. What is this? This is the corner cabinet with the open side. So it's not a true corner cabinet, so to speak. And then our uppers and all that stuff. So what we can do is we can print this, and now when we go to build and do the cut lists and all that stuff, which we'll probably do next, we know what cabinets we're building. All right, so that concludes this lesson.